Welcome to the podcast. I'm glad you're here today. I'm so glad to be here. If it's your first time joining us, welcome. This episode's brought to you by Promises Behavioral Health. Maybe negative impacts have affected your job, your social life, your well-being. Maybe it's the coronavirus bullshit that's going on right now that's affected everything in your life like it has everybody else. If you're struggling through the pains of addiction or a mental health disorder, now's the time to seek the help you need. This can be an opportunity to get back on track, to getting to be the real you, to finding yourself. I know that was a big thing for me. Like, who the hell am I? I want to find out who I am. And that didn't start to happen actually until I kicked the old drugs and alcohol. So let me tell you this. Number one, you're not alone. And number two, I have a great resource that can help you do that. Promises Behavioral Health is here. They can answer any questions for you. We've worked with these guys for a couple of years now. They have a great team. They have people in recovery themselves that are on the team, so they get it. Here's what you can do if you want to learn more about some treatment options, or if you just want to ask some questions for yourself or a loved one. You can go to promisesbehavioralhealth.com/soberguy, or you can call 888-205-1890. That's 888-205-1890. Tell them that you heard about them from that Sober Guy podcast. And a big shout out to Promises. We appreciate you and are happy to have such a great resource to help people out with. So thanks again. A couple other things. Go to thatsoberguy.com. There's some merch there. We got some hoodies, t-shirts, some hats. We also have how to navigate the first 90 days of sobriety digital course. And if you need a meeting, we have the Fourth Dimensioners online Zoom meeting. It's every night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. There's some great folks in there talking about recovery. It's a great place to get dialed in if you're new. So you can go to thatsoberguy.com, click on the Get Help tab, and all the links to that meeting are right there, and you can log right in and get your meeting on. All right, I got one of my good homies on the show today. I don't want to waste any more time getting to him. So let's start the show.
That Sober Guy podcast contains adult content, merciless truth, and emotional nudity. Listener discretion is advised.
I'm Shane Raymer. You're listening to That Sober Guy podcast, and we help people stay sober. Yes, we do. Help myself stay sober, too. I get who the question today, Junior. You stutter and mumble and fuck, Spider. Who knows what movie that's from? Yes. Goodfellas, if you said it. Be sure to check us out at thatsoberguy.com. You can connect with us on Instagram at realthatsoberguy, on Twitter at Shane Raymer. I was going to read a quick iTunes review real quick before we get to my buddy Trent today. If you haven't left us a review, the show's helped you, you enjoy it, please do so. You go on iTunes and do that. This one comes from K. Sodic, or Sodic. I probably pronounced that wrong. My apologies. It says, I came across this podcast almost 3 months ago when I was hungover as hell on the 4th of July. I've never been someone to admit my drinking problem or talk about it openly, but after listening to that first episode, I felt a shift, and I knew I wasn't alone anymore. I don't know if it was the tattoos, the excessive cursing, or the snapback hat that caught my attention while browsing sobriety podcasts, but I'm sure glad I found it. Shane, Seth, and their team have definitely helped change my life, and I'm coming up on 90 days, Kiki. So congrats, man, 90 days. That's huge, and thank you for that review. Always good to see how folks are doing and how the podcast has helped impact them. So appreciate you guys very much, and I appreciate you leaving reviews as well. All right, I have my good buddy Trent here from Armada Strength, formerly in Vacaville, CrossFit North here, and now Riot Athletics out in Seattle, Washington. He also has the Armada Strength podcast. You can check that out on iTunes, wherever you listen to podcasts, and I'll be sure to post those in the show notes. My good buddy, it's only been like 2 weeks since I've seen your face, but it seems like much longer, and now I get to see that awesome beard again sitting right across from me. How you doing?
Good, man. Good. Miss you guys like crazy. And this beard's out of control, dude. So it's like I have to wear a mask constantly, right? Because I have to.
Yeah.
So I get this sweet line right across the middle right here.
Oh,
so I'm
nice.
Like, this thing's about to be as short as yours, man, for
Dude,
sure.
So I just realized something. It kind of, so when you have the mask on, it kind of probably looks like a pair of underwear with like some hair coming out the bottom of it, right?
Absolutely,
like some ball hair.
Really bad bush. Like a really bad bush.
Like a really bad 70s or 80s bush coming out of the chin.
70s shrub.
Oh, that's good, man. No, it's good to have you back on the podcast. And I'll just mention before, I'm gonna have you tell us a little bit about your background and just a little bit about you really fast. But for those who want a more detailed, or if you want to listen to any of the other podcasts, we've done a couple of them with Trent. It's episode 310, staying fit during the zombie apocalypse. I think that was back when all this coronavirus stuff kind of just kicked off. So we had some fun on that one. And then we also had Trent, Eric, and James on. That was episode 286. We aren't designed to carry the weight. And I'll put those links in the show notes if you want to hear more. You can be sure to check those out. But how's things with you, man? You just made a big move recently. What's going on? Give us a little background about yourself too, bro.
Oh man, everything's really, really awesome. Like, CrossFit coach, Olympic weightlifting coach, and I was a head coach at the gym down in Vacaville. Assumed the same position up here. Got a really, really sweet job offer. I would have been an idiot to not take it. And plus, I mean, getting kind of bored, just down in California doing the thing.
Time for a change.
Yeah, dude. And it was like, fuck, just why not? You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not getting any younger. Mm-hmm. Like, I have no ties. Like, let's just do the damn thing and see what happens, you know? Yeah. So, been here for 2 weeks. It's been an adjustment for sure. The weather mainly, like we had some sunshine, 35 minutes ago, and then now it just hailed. I took a picture. I'm going to post it. Like, it looks like kind of like we got dusted with some snow
already, like that fast. Yeah.
Like, boom. But now we got some sun coming out over here. We'll see what happens. But it's been really cool. Everybody up here is super nice. Like we were just talking, I went to a coffee shop and they're like the nicest people I've ever met in my entire life. And they gave me a free coffee mug just because I moved here and showed up. So
oh, nice,
like, hey,
dude.
Yeah, dude. It's like welcome. Everybody's cool, dude. It's I haven't met anybody that's like just a dick. It's
always good.
Really, really different from NorCal, man. Like it's a trip because like I lived in NorCal for 7.5 years, dude. And it's like when you meet the people that you like, you're like, oh, I'm holding on to you because I really like you. Yeah. But it's like more often than not, for me, I didn't really feel super connected to everybody. And here, dude, everybody's pretty welcoming, but it's only 2 weeks. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, dude. It's always good though to kind of step out and try something new, get uncomfortable a little bit. I'm sure that's probably something that we'll kind of dive into a little bit more as we get going. I want to say too, one of the things just for those listening out there too, Trent is not sober. So I think that's important to point out just for the context, but that doesn't mean that that's not to, limit you on our conversation, the value of it or what you have to bring to the table. I just always like to be transparent about that stuff too, just because it's a kind of a sober podcast thing. But you and I have had so many great talks, dude, just about business, about mindset. You've coached me through my little journey at CrossFit this last 1.5 years, dude. And there's been a lot of growth there, not just physically, look at those guns on them.
The guns.
I always be messing with the kids and shit. Yeah. Well, see, to get big muscles like dad over here. And he's like, yeah, whatever, dad. Like yeah. But no, man, we've spent some good time together, man. Have some great chats and stuff. And I just feel like you bring a lot to the table as far as experience, and you have had your own struggles with alcohol and drugs as well. You kind of talked about that on some of the other podcasts and stuff. So you definitely bring some insight into that too.
Yeah, definitely.
But I don't know, where should we kick this thing off at, man? Anything hot on your mind right now?
I mean, main thing I want to talk about, man, is just accepting what makes you uncomfortable and then making a decision to still do it regardless.
Oh yeah, that's tough.
Because I mean, mindset dictates everything, dude. And it's like if you don't pick your own feet up, nobody else is going to do it for you. You know what I mean? I could have stayed in California and I could have been A, not happy, B, broke as fuck, and just fucking going through it, right? Yeah. But it's like no matter how much it was a step out of my comfort zone, this has fucking been an awesome adventure so far, dude. Yeah. Like I have zero regrets. I'm super excited for what's going to come, down the line. Like I have no idea where it's going to go, but I'm going to enjoy the adventure the entire time.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, I could have made the choice to like, no, dude, this is too much. And like, but I was like, no, fuck it. Let's move a couple states away and see what happens.
Dude, and it's a great analogy. It's a great situation just for like, dude, because I get a ton of emails and messages like, oh, hey, I got a couple days sober, or I'm just trying to make some changes. And there's a lot of people who are on the verge of doing that. They want to make some changes in their life, whether it's starting a new job, starting CrossFit, quitting drinking, go down the list, whatever change it might be. And there's that limbo state of like, damn, I really want to do this. There's some pros to it. There's some cons to it. And I'm right in the middle, and it's really fucking easy just to stay comfortable. You know what I mean? And stay where you're at. And that's a tough thing to balance out. What kind of did it for you? I mean, I know you mentioned, financially, California is not a cheap state to live in. And there's other factors involved in that too, but what kind of did it for you that was it just some want to just change or?
Well, yeah, I mean, I want to change. But I mean, dude, honestly, I wasn't happy in NorCal, man. You know, it's like, I moved to NorCal for my ex-wife. We got divorced, but like I met a shit ton of awesome people like you and Jess and kids and just, a shit ton of people. Right. Which, that's enough to just stay comfortable. But at the end of the day, dude, I'm still going back to my studio by my damn self. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's just like, it's cool, but I was working so much, man, that I didn't have a life. Right. And it's like, life's not worth working your ass off constantly to not enjoy any of it. Right. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, the opportunity I have up here,
I've always said real quick, it's never going to, cause I'm with you on that mentality. It's never going to say on my headstone, if I have a headstone, he sure worked a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck that.
He was a hard worker. Like I am a hard worker. You're a hard worker too, but like, you're right, bro. Like life is short. So yeah, I want to get my job done. I want to work hard. I want to make progress and do things, but like, I don't want to spend my whole life working just to retire and die. If I'm, you know what I'm saying? Like there's more to it. I
get that, and it's a trip, dude. Like the coronavirus, like really opened my eyes to it. Like I was just okay with it before. And then it became like, okay, I'm not okay with this. I had 3 people that were really close to me pass away during the coronavirus. And it's like, man, a couple of them were like real young, like real young, and it's like, dude, that's like, I don't want to get depressed. I don't want to get to a point where it's just like, I start, drinking my ass off again. You know what I mean? Because I mean, there was plenty of days where I'd get home from the gym or whatever, dude, and crack 3 or 4 beers. And I mean, when I'm saying 3 or 4 beers, I mean, it's 3 or 4 tall boys, and it's like, I don't want to get back to that,
Mickey's, Bud Ice, Budweiser. What are we talking about?
Chiladas, bro. Chiladas. Chiladas. But yeah, it's just like, fuck, dude. Like there's more to this, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, how can I make some decisions to be financially okay, but still get to enjoy life and actually get to experience some shit, And it's like, dude, I spent my entire life in California. Like, why the fuck not go to a different state?
Why not try it out?
Yeah,
I think that's the good thing too. In your situation, you don't have kids, you're not married, right. Like you have the ability, and I mean, really anybody does. It's just a little bit different, of course, but a little easier for you to make that decision. Like, man, I'm just going to step out and try something new. You know what I hate too? I've heard this a lot because Jess and I have been talking about getting out of Cali for a couple of years now. Me, probably even longer than that. But it's like this cliche line. Well, once you leave California, you can never come back. What is there some sort of fucking law that I don't know about that's like, hey, once you move out, you can never come back here? That doesn't make any sense to me. I know, and I get what people are saying. Oh, it's too expensive. That's just not true. It's just, and now it might be a little more difficult to come back to California versus like Arkansas or something where it's a little cheaper, Right. But I guess the point being is like, you can make changes and you can still, you can always go back. You can always do things different. You can always adjust to that even,
Right. So like the way I'm starting to look at everything, especially now, is like, I'm going to constantly be moving forward. I never want to get into a spot where I'm just, walking around in a circle. Yeah. Right. So even if like, say in 5 years, I'm like, oh, I want to go back to California. It's going to be a different part of California, but I'm going to be able to make that happen. There's not a one-way gate where they're not going to let me back in.
Yeah.
Right. But it's like, what I haven't lived in all the other states. Like, why would I just immediately want to go back to California?
Yeah, you might want to go somewhere else.
I love Colorado. Colorado's fucking amazing. Like, why wouldn't I want to go try that for a little bit? Or, I mean, Florida's crazy, but I mean, I like crazy shit. So, I mean, why not end up in Florida for a minute?
Yeah.
Right? And see some crazy dude that has no shirt trying to, wrestle a crocodile and ride it like a horse,
Yeah, there's some gnarly stuff. There's like snake hunters out there and stuff in the Everglades.
Dude, the best headlines. Whoa. Florida man.
It's going to be good after that, huh? That's funny.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's just make a fucking decision, man. Move your own feet. You can't rely on anybody else to do it for you. And one thing that I've been reading about a lot, dude, is stoicism, and that shit's pretty fucking awesome. If you look at it as a whole, like from the outside without like doing any research on it, it seems like a very, very selfish mindset. But at the same time, it's like you're making yourself better to better everybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like even when it comes to like coaching and stuff, is like, I want to be the best that I can be so I can coach you to be better. Right.
Got it. Yeah.
So that's where my headspace is at, especially lately, dude. And it's like, I feel so fucking liberated. It's like, I just
crazy. Had this quick glimpse of Mel Gibson in Braveheart yelling freedom. It's like on the horse galloping of Avant. Is that a word? Avant? I don't know.
It is now.
I just made it up. Whatever. What do you think of like society, kind of where we're at right now? Because we're talking about being comfortable, right? And I've had a couple conversations. I've heard a couple other people who I respect talk about how we let's just stick with the dudes for right now. We as men have gotten way too comfortable in where we're at in this American way of like everything is kind of cut and dry and it's pretty, I don't want to say monotonous, but we got it good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We got it damn good here. And there's a lot of things right now that are starting to change. That's kind of that's forcing us out of our comfort zone. Do you think that's like a general thing? And do you think there's more people like starting to kind of see that for what it is?
I think that more people are seeing that as change now, but there's still people that aren't going to see it as change. And that's just going to hold them back.
Yeah.
Right. So it's just like, they're going to be failing themselves without accepting the way that shit, dude, everything's just fucking crazy. It's like, I moved to Seattle, which is during the fucking pandemic and, all this stuff, dude, it's pretty crazy here, like downtown, dude, it's a beautiful city, dude, but there's a lot of shit that's boarded up.
Do you live like, right downtown by downtown?
So I live in West Seattle,
okay,
which is like, if I can get there from the bridge that's not under construction, it's 9 minutes to downtown.
Got it.
The gym is right downtown. Like
right in the middle.
I'm right, dude. I'm like a block and a half away from Pike's Place.
Market, that's what I was going to ask you. Because I've been there before back in the day, and that was cool. So you're close to there.
Oh, dude, a block and a half, dude. It takes me 4.5 minutes to walk there.
Dude, that's sweet. So you can go down and walk around through there, and there's a whole bunch of stuff in there from what I remember.
Yeah, that's where that really awesome coffee shop is. The gaming.
And Pike's Place.
Yeah. So, but dude, shit's crazy though, and it's like this city that's so big and famous. There's not people around, what I mean? And Washington deals with the coronavirus much different than California does, dude. Californians don't give a fuck. Like half the people aren't wearing masks, people take it very serious up here. And it's a trip. Like,
definitely different.
If you're walking down the street, like say I was walking down the street to go to Pike's Place, and if I wasn't wearing my mask and somebody was walking towards me on the street, they'd cross the street. Like it's like that. Like people are tripping. They take it, very seriously. But I mean, if this is the way it is, this is the way it is, and I have to adapt. If I don't adapt, I'm the fucking asshole. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of like the right thing to do in my eyes is like, like if this is how it is here. If I don't adapt to my surroundings, then that's not going to benefit me in any way.
I would not do well there, but I respect your opinion. And that's the beauty of America. It's free that's all I care about so much is people having a free choice to do, what they think is right, what they want to do.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? But I get what you're saying too. You know what I'm saying? I would not do well there myself with that, but I think to the point of that, depending on where you go, I mentioned Arkansas, which I've never been to. I don't even know why the hell I said Arkansas, but I mean, you just take different places and we think that we're the United States of America, which we are, but different places have different environments, different communities, different people, different ways of doing things, which when you're stuck in one spot for a long period of time, you become comfortable in those different ways. And then going anywhere else could be like a total culture shock or total, you're definitely stepping out of your comfort zone. So let's apply that to getting sober for someone who, like myself, who used alcohol for 17 years as a tool to deal with life. Take that away, take that out of the equation. I was just talking to a homie of mine the other night who's just been up and down with it. And I'm like, dude, having that crutch to lean on, that comfort, is really scary to get rid of and to step out and to do something new. I mean, it's a whole transition, a whole change. So you kind of just in the mix of that from a new environment perspective though, you know?
Yeah. And it goes with anything, you know, like I said, when I was, you know, right before I moved here, dude, I mean, I was going home smashing beers, you know, and it's like, that's the shit that I used to do, you know, and I use that shit as a crutch, dude. We've talked about this, you know, and it's like, I was a fucking alcoholic. I drank my ass off constantly. Yeah. And I've gotten away from that, which is great. And I feel great about it. And then like feeling myself slip back into that and me being able to be conscious about it was like, okay, some shit's got to fucking change. Right. Yeah. So it's like, I've already moved past that crutch to rely on. Yeah. And now it's like, okay, let's figure out how to walk on my own feet and then experience some new shit that I've already went through something that's uncomfortable to change. Let's fucking find something else uncomfortable to get through.
So I'm glad you brought that up. And I want to ask you about this because I think that I know for a fact that there's a lot of other dudes and probably some ladies out there too, who would, if they had to categorize themselves, would be very similar to your situation, your background. Maybe they had some past experiences of some bad drunken nights, you know, they've done some things that maybe they regretted or they're not necessarily proud of, but it's not, they don't necessarily, and this is for them to decide, right? For anybody to decide, they're not necessarily, they don't want to go to meetings. They don't think they're an alcoholic. They're not really looking at it like that. They just want to make some changes. And they do want to cut it out at the same time. I know there's a huge movement for that. That's not my story, but there's a ton of people out there that look at it like that. So like, do you have any advice for someone from your own experience? Like you kind of went through it, but you were able to kind of pull yourself out and you're not relying on that crutch, like you said, anymore.
So we talked about this and like my situation, I hate being hungover, dude. Like I hate it so much. Dude, and I woke up one morning and it's like, dude, I spent 3/4 of my adult life hungover every fucking day. You know, I woke up, dude, and I'm like, I fucking hate this. And it's like, dude, don't get me wrong. There's been plenty of nights since then. I've gotten so shit-faced that I've, you know, have woken up and I'm like, oh, why do I keep fucking doing this? You know? Yeah. But it's like, when you get so tired of being so tired, you just have to make a change. You know what I mean? And if you can rely on your own, willpower and mindset to make that change, that is one of the most positive forward steps you can take, right? Yeah. You know, if people need help, fucking get the help, dude. Honestly, like I'm pretty fortunate. I didn't need to go to meetings or whatever because like, you know, like I'm not trying to be sober because, you know, I like a good glass of scotch, but I'm not going to have a bottle of scotch. I'm going to have a glass of scotch, right? But if you can do that shit on your own, that's awesome. If you need help, get the help. And then you're going to be able to tackle all the other little things that you come into encounter with on your own once you get past that first step, right?
It's good, dude.
That's the way I see it.
Yeah. No, it's good, man. Thanks for sharing a little bit of that too. And when you said scotch, I thought Scotch from Ron Burgundy on. I like a good glass of scotch and my dog Baxter or whatever the hell it is. Bad impression.
Baxter, you know I don't speak Spanish.
I love that movie, dude. Did they ever come out with a number 2, Anchorman?
They did, and it was fucking terrible.
Yeah, there's no way you can redo a movie like that. You can attempt to, but you're gonna kind of ruin it, you know?
Absolutely.
Let's talk some CrossFit stuff, dude. What's up with that, man? Like it's been a change with you gone. We talked a little bit about that before, like with anything, you know, stuff gets mixed up a little bit. I'm still enjoying doing CrossFit. I will say that Sometimes you have those days like when you don't feel like you're progressing and you just want to stop, and I think that can be applied to anything in life where you're just like, man, but staying motivated sometimes is kind of tough, probably especially for you because it's your job, you know what I mean? You're doing the same thing. But how's things with that going, dude? Give us any tips on CrossFit stuff. What's going on with that?
So like when I was there, working so much and it just fucking being just generally unhappy. Like I didn't want to work out like I usually do. Yeah. Right. I did the challenge for our podcast, for the Armada Strength Podcast. And that got me working out like I used to. And I fell in love with it again, but started working more, a lot of shit going on, making plans to come out here. I didn't work out. Right. And now that I'm here and I have more time, like it's fucking Wednesday morning and we're doing a podcast at fucking 11:49, dude. How cool is that? Right. And it's like, I want to work out again. And I'm starting to get, like I said, I'm still not in a groove quite yet since I've been here, but I'm starting to get there. Right. So I'm starting to put the little pieces together and stuff like that. But one thing I never rely on is motivation, right? Because motivation comes and goes. Yeah. It's okay. If you want to work out on the days you don't want to work out or the days you need to work out the most. Okay. Just get your ass up, go to the fucking gym. Get an hour out of it, you're going to be thankful for it. Even if you're hurting or sore or fucking your headspace isn't right, like take that hour, check out, do what you got to do, and then go back your day.
So what you're saying is this morning I should have went to the gym instead of McDonald's.
But everybody needs those days, dude. It's like, fuck. Yeah. There's plenty of days where I'm just like, nah, not doing it today. It's like I'm a coach, but like you said, this is what I do for a living. You know what I mean? I coach people. I coach competitive athletes for Armada. I coach people at the gym. The gym here is night and day difference than the gym down there, right? Like I was doing all the programming down there. I'm going to be doing all the programming up here. We're still like getting to that, right? So I'm teaching somebody else's programming, which isn't a problem. I love it. It's just different, right? Yeah. So, and the new athletes that I'm meeting and people at the gym, everybody's new. I don't know them. I'm not tight with them. So I still need to learn like how to coach them and how to go about like how I normally do things, but it's an adjustment period. And, a
lot of it for you is personalities too. You got to learn people's different personalities. And then in addition to that, you have to learn, their strengths, their weaknesses. So, you do get personal with a lot of your clients, friends, however you want to look at it, which is tough.
And that's like how I am as a coach. Like I want to have that personal interaction. You know what I mean? It's not ever just going to be cookie cutter for me. It's not going to be like, oh, I'm going to teach this the same way I'm going to teach you. I'm not going to teach a 65-year-old woman the same way. It's like, I need to know what you're capable of, what she's capable of, and things like that. It's all just an adjustment, but it's like, regardless, I don't have that feeling where I wake up and I'm like, I don't want to fucking go to work today. It's like, I'm like, I get to go to work today. Fucking A, you know what I mean? And that's like, fuck, man, I missed that fire. Now that I have it again, it's like, I feel fucking stoppable.
Yeah, that's good, dude. I love that too. Cause it is, that's a choice that we get to make. I feel like too, on attitude on the day. Cause I have those days too, where I'm just like, fuck. Again, here we go.
Fuck this.
And then it's stupid. Like, dude, like I have an amazing job that I do. Like I have an amazing family. Like, and it's all a choice, right? It's all perspective on how we want to look at it. And sometimes, like, where none of us are perfect, it's just hard some days where you're just like, this kind of blows today. I don't really feel like, you just got to work through that stuff. But I think that's the beauty of having good friends and family and people that you can rely on in a community, whether it's at a gym or a meeting, whatever the heck it is. Yeah. What's up with Armada? I wanted to mention for those listening too, you do some awesome programming. You don't only program just for people at the gym, like you program for people all over the United States, at least. I'm not sure if you have people in other countries. You might too. But yeah, that's something that if folks are interested in, they can always reach out to you on that too.
Oh yeah. They can check it all out at armadastrength.com. There's since a lot of people bought, shit to have gyms at home. Yeah. I have a couple different garage programs, people with like almost a full gym, people with, minimal equipment, shit like that. I just want to keep people fit regardless. If you're not comfortable going to the gym because of all the bullshit going on, or you're just not going to go to the gym because you're not working or whatever, or say like your gym was close to your work, and now that you're not working and your home's far away, there's still shit, that you can do. Like fitness is one of the most important things. Don't ever fucking stop doing it. I don't care who you are. Just
move, right?
Work out. That's it, man. You know? And it's like, it changes how you see things. You know what I mean? If you are doing something that benefits you as a whole, it's going to play to the rest of your life. You know what I mean? So if you feel good, it's going to make you feel good towards others, or make you work a little bit harder, right? Instead of just being humdrum and, just flat across the board.
Yeah, that's good, dude. I wish they'd add boner push-ups to the CrossFit Games. I would fucking win.
Yeah, I would not win.
I'd have some Walmart cheap sweats on with the elastics on the bottom and no boxers, dude, and just 1, 2. Okay, sorry.
I would just nothing but short shorts, bro.
There
nothing
you go. Oh yeah,
shorts.
the jorts, dude. You and Eric are just key on the jorts.
It's so fucking cold here. I have not put them on since I got here.
Really?
And it's fucking hurting my soul a little bit. I mean, I work out in short shorts. Don't get me wrong, but like the jorts are just sitting in the drawer, man. That I'm sure they're just as lonely as I am about them.
You guys don't get snow in Seattle, right? There's no snow.
It'll snow every once in a while. Yeah.
Huh, interesting. I didn't know that it got that cold there. Damn.
It gets fucking it gets cold.
Well, I know it gets windy too. There's a lot of wind. It's kind of like San Francisco weather from what I remember a little bit, right?
Kind of
fog. Yeah, so you get some fog, because you're on the bay, right?
Yeah. Well, so we're right on the Sound. I went and checked it out last week, which was fucking super cool.
Yeah.
But it's weird, man. It went from half-ass decently warm apparently here, which is fucking 68 degrees. And I'm like, this is fucking ice cold.
Yeah.
And it's like somebody flipped a fucking switch and it turned into winter overnight, dude. Bro, it was fucking freezing the last couple of nights.
And that's just so odd compared to California, because we just don't get that here. It's still, what's today going to be? Let's check here real fast. I want to say it's 80, 89 or something, but it's
that's some bullshit.
It's 84, and the high today will be 90 degrees at 3 p.m. in Vacaville.
It's 46 fucking degrees right now.
Yeah, it's a little different landscape. Not landscape.
It's going to be 39 degrees tonight.
Yeah, dude. That's damn near snow
cold.
weather. I don't mind cold. I like throwing the hoodies on and the beanies and stuff, but I do know every year it's funny, at the end of whatever season it is, I'm tired of it and I'm ready for the new one. Right now it's I'm 90 degrees today. I'm ready for some cold. I want my beanie, and then I'll be bitching about that as soon as the end of winter's here. Man, I want to wear board shorts and tank top. We're just never happy. Damn it.
Yeah, it's a trip, man. I'm wearing hoodies and shit nonstop now.
Yeah.
And it's I wanted the cold, and then wanted the rain, and I got some rain, and I got some cold in the first couple of days, and I'm like, can it just be 72? My bones hurt. This feels old.
Yeah, dude. It's crazy, man.
Yeah. But dude, it's fucking cool, man. I'm super stoked.
So hold on, I'm looking at this. What do we got there on? Okay, never mind. I was looking at something on my board there. What else, man? Should we start a podcast or what? I mean, we talked about
I think it'd be so fucking cool.
I think it's
want to talk about some bullshit?
Yeah, just some stuff so for those listening, we were kind of chatting beforehand, and no matter what you do, I don't care what it is, and you can love what you do 120% with all your heart. There's days where you just don't feel like doing it some days. I mean, that kind of stuff happens, and you want to be able to do something to take your mind off that or whatever. And Trent and I were talking, and we're like, man, maybe we'll just start a podcast and we'll just talk about a bunch of random stuff, dude. I'm down, bro. I think that's great. If you guys have names, please submit them to me. Send them to the Instagram account.
Yeah, and send in topics to talk about too, random shit. Why the fuck do zebras have, or why are they black and white? They're in the middle of the fucking desert. Why aren't they brown or something? So they blend in.
That's a good point.
So they don't get eaten by fucking lions.
Oh man, dude. Could you imagine being eaten alive by a lion?
Fuck no.
Oh God, man, that would just be a terrible way to go. So
I think
terrible.
getting eaten by anything would be just garbage.
I heard they eat the butthole first, too. I'm not even joking. Like, I heard that on like a National Geographic channel or something, that like wolves, when they go in for the kill, they actually eat it ass up or something. I don't know how true that is. Yeah.
Well, I think they go for the ball. They go for the balls first, so that way, it puts them down.
Oh man, dude, that's like a terrible way to go.
Right?
Hey, there's a topic right there. The worst ways to croak, dude. Like the worst ways to die.
I'm in for it. Like, sign me up. Let's do this.
Sick.
Yeah, I was asking people. I'm like, so like, I'm in Washington. There's like forests. Is there wolves? And they're like, no, there's no wolves. I'm like, oh, fucking smash my dreams already. Like, come on. Like, there's like these beautiful forests. I'm like, there's got to be wolves. There's got to be something fucking cool.
Do you like a good classic wolf T-shirt?
Oh, yeah, dude.
The wolves like with the moon in the back. Oh, dude, you should totally do that. You should get some Armada ones made up with the wolf and the moon. Armada, that'd be legit.
Hungry like the wolf.
Yes, that'd be good.
Yeah, I'm all about it. It's a trip, though. I found out people up here, one of their favorite things to do is go mushroom hunting.
Really?
And not like the mushrooms. Not like
that.
Mushrooms like I would eat.
Yeah.
But the other, yes, they are
real
mushrooms I would
mushrooms.
eat. But they're for cooking. And I was talking to two people at the gym. They're married, super, super fucking cool people. But they do this every weekend. Like the first rain, they go the weekend after, and then the weekend after, and then the weekend after. They just went for their third week. Yeah. They walked out of the forest with like 30 pounds of mushrooms. Dude.
Really?
Like, if you were to sell these in a store, it's like $3,000 worth of mushrooms.
Wow.
But they're just like going and fucking hunting them out themselves. And they're like, oh, CrossFit's great because I was walking up and down these hills and it was nothing. And I'm carrying fucking farmer's carries with mushrooms and blah, blah, blah. I'm so strong. I'm like, I want to go do this now. Like, I don't know why, but let's go fucking find some mushrooms.
My grandpa used to do that. And I believe he would make moonshine, and then they'd go mushroom hunting. He'd have like a little thing of it. I remember hearing a little bit about that, but yeah, they would go out for days and just hunt for mushrooms. I don't know what the resale value. I didn't know that there was like a resale value like that on them. I don't know what his was back in the day, but that's awesome.
Yeah. So like, they're not trying to sell them. They're just having them for food or whatever. But if they were to sell them,
like they probably can them up and save them and all that stuff to can them or whatever. Interesting.
Washington's crazy. There's all kinds of crazy shit up here.
That sounds like something I would have done like back in the day. Just get super like high out of my mind and be like, let's go mushroom hunting.
Yeah, but let's go find the other ones.
Yeah, and then we'll just like fish afterwards. Dude, I took cash fishing last weekend, bro. We went up to the Truckee River and we got a little camp spot right on the river, dude. And luckily I brought the gas grill because we got up there and there was no fires allowed, even with the fire ring, dude. I was kind of bummed on that, but dude, we had a great time, bro. Just went fishing, hung out, dad and son, just doing the thing. Like that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Just like kicking back. I taught him how to play Go Fish, dude, playing cards.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time, bro.
That's awesome. Dude, like you texted me the other day and when you said Cash, like when you guys go to the gym, Cash is like, I'm so excited to see Trent.
Yeah.
And it's like, Trent's not there, dude.
It was sad.
It's fucking heartbreaking.
I know. I didn't want to tell you, but I did want to tell you just so you know that he was your buddy and that he missed you and stuff. And he recognized it like all of us do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I didn't even want to tell him. He's like, oh, I can't wait. And then I'm like, yeah, bud, sorry, Trent's gone.
So about that.
Because you left on what? Like you left on like a Monday or a Tuesday, I think, or somewhere around there.
I drove out on a Wednesday, but my last day at the gym was the previous Friday.
Was a Friday. Okay, so when you drove out or that last day, I think that would have been like that Monday. So it was just a couple days after. I mean, yeah, dude, that was bummer.
Still fucking
I'll tell him you said what's up.
Yeah, please do. It was awesome, dude, at the going away party. Like, we just got done with the workout and he walks up and he gives me a hug and he's like, hope you're having a good night. I'm like, are you leaving? And he's like, no, I just wanted to make sure you're having a good night. I'm like, dude,
I know.
You guys did good by him, bro.
Thank you. He's like a little man. He's like his own little man, dude.
Yeah. He's fucking what, 6 going on?
He's 6
fucking 30
going on like 30. He's like, Dad, I need a steak. Hurry up and fill my water up. He just started jujitsu too recently, man. So we're trying to get him acclimated to that, dude. That's cool.
So I got a question for you. I know it's got to be hard doing this podcast constantly. How do you go about that when you're doing almost the same thing a lot.
So like, are you saying comparing to like corporate podcasting and like that, or what do you mean?
Yeah. Like I know like this started your journey onto the podcasting stuff, but like what mindset do you have to continue to do this, even though it's something that it's really easy to get bored with just because you do it so often?
Yeah. So that's a really good question. And thank you for asking it. I always like getting asked questions too. Like that's because it makes me think a little bit, which sometimes there's a good point to that. The monotony of it sometimes blocks my thinking because it's just like, it's pretty natural. Like I do it, I still enjoy it. Some days I don't enjoy it. Someday, I think that's all attitude based too. That's kind of up to me, depending on what it is. But, man, dude, ask me one more time, cause I'm kind of drawing a blank. I had something and then I forgot.
Okay. So since you do this all the time and it's really easy to fall into almost the same subject every single time you do this podcast, what is your mindset on going into starting a new episode or talking about these things that you've been talking about for years now?
Yeah. Okay. So number one, I've always said that I will quit doing this when it stops becoming fun. And so that has been something that I have always kept very close to me. And so there's days when I don't feel like talking about recovery. Like there's just days when I don't feel like doing it. I think sometimes in recovery, like anything, there's a certain language, right? Like, so CrossFit, there's a certain language. Corporate world, there's a certain language. Recovery, there's a certain language. And a lot of the time it's easy to get caught up like in that language, like making sure you're saying all the right things and like making sure you're, you're kind of crossing your T's and dotting your I's and that kind of stuff. And that's good to a point of that because you want to stay consistent. You want to be reliable, like all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, I think that's why when you mentioned before about starting a podcast, I kind of was like, oh dude, I hadn't even really thought of that, but that sounds like a great idea because there's a little bit of freedom in that sometimes. Like when we get boxed into only talking about a certain thing, like there's people that know me, right, from the podcast and they know me from recovery. And by no fault to them, that's the only side of me that they know. So when I come on here sometimes and I'm going through normal life shit and I talk about other things that I either believe in or that I'm going through and they're related to recovery, I feel like, because it's my normal day-to-day life, they get pissed off by it because like, they're like, wait a minute, you're supposed to be like this and that and do this and do that. And it's like, nah, that's a part of my life. It's a big part of my life. But like, so I don't know. It's a long-winded answer, but I guess to answer the question, sometimes I feel like I can get boxed in and it's important to have other things to do, I guess, maybe to kind of switch it up or change it up a little bit, if that makes any sense.
Absolutely. So like the way I look at it is like this, right? So like I program workouts fucking so many a week, right? And it's really easy just to get on a road and stay on that road, not like waver.
Yeah,
right.
Totally.
And then it's like something will happen, it just be outside life and like, it'll get me to think outside of my normal, thinking process or whatever. Yeah. And then that'll apply to something else in life. And then that'll apply to something else in life. And then all this fucking creativity comes out of fucking nowhere. Right. Yeah. And it's like, it feels good to tying back to the move here and being at a gym that's new and different and seeing how workouts are different. Like it has sparked so fucking much of just creativity all the way around. Yeah. Right. So it's like, I'm out of my little bubble and now I'm standing outside that bubble looking in at it. I'm like, man, I was fucked up for this, month and a half or whatever. Yeah. And it almost changes my mindset without me having to physically or mentally going there. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, wow, that's fucking cool.
Because you stepped out of the comfort zone, right?
Exactly. Right. So that's why I just wanted to know because, I mean, everything can be redundant, man. You know what I mean? It's like the dude that, cleans cars for a living. His car's a fucking wreck. You know what I mean?
I know. That's funny. It's so true too.
Right. So,
well, with me too, I want to say too, and I have to be careful with that from a recovery standpoint because I know that my mind is can be real tricky sometimes. And there's a lot of shit going on up there. And I have to be careful because I don't ever want to go back to that day where I think that like, oh, you know, you got it figured out and you can probably have a couple beers. And then before I know it, I'm face down in the fucking gutter or dead somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the severity of it for me. And so like when it's a hard line to draw, I think sometimes that's why a lot of people like this podcast, because I try to keep it fun and have a good time. There's also a serious aspect to it that I want to make sure I respect and that I want to make sure that I am very thoughtful of other people in that aspect. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of a hard thing to balance sometimes with my personality because I want to be, I want to like mess around sometimes and just not take shit so serious all the time. And at the same time, it's serious. So I don't know, man. It's a trip.
I mean, life's about that, right? You just having that line that you can, you know, either take shit seriously when it needs to be, have fun when you need to have fun, right? Yeah. So like, I'll tell you, I love your podcast. Yeah. I'm not sober. You know what I mean? But I take a lot away from that as learning. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's for everybody. And that's what I fucking love. And that's why we get along so well is because we both learn from each other. We can have conversations about fucking any hard conversation we need to have. Yeah. We can have that. You know what I mean? And it's fucking dope, dude.
So speaking of this, let me ask you a question then on podcasting. How is with the move, how's Armada Strength Podcast coming or going or doing? I know you and Eric, I know Eric's coming up on a move from what I heard recently too. Are you guys still trying to stay locked into doing that? You guys have some great content on CrossFit and then you guys do the same. You have a good ass time and you talk about funny stuff, like real life stuff. You make it interesting. What's your guys' plan?
So we were supposed to record one on Sunday. Eric got called into work. He's been super fucking busy with everything that he's going on and has going on. And then me moving like this, it's just been fucking crazy. So if our schedules aren't going to completely line up, I'm probably going to tackle a couple by myself. Yeah. Drag on a couple people I know, you know what I mean? Have them on, you know, just to talk about, you know, random shit. Yeah. But the Armada Strength Podcast isn't going anywhere. We're just on a little bit of hiatus. Good, man. But I have like a fucking list probably that long of topics that I want to talk about. Yeah. But it's like me trying to get like, I love doing it with Eric. Like that was like the whole fucking spark behind it is like, cause we get along so well and like everything we say is fucking funny to each other.
You guys
like,
are
I don't
hilarious.
give a shit if anybody else laughs. You know what I mean? Funny. But it's just hard with our schedules. So, you know, we're going to make it work. Even when he moves to fucking Guam, which is cool.
I know that is cool.
It's either I'm going to stay up late or he's going to stay up late and we're just going to fucking hammer a couple out. Yeah. And if I have to do something by myself, fuck it. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? People can listen to me ramble for fucking 45 minutes.
To be honest, man, like I enjoy doing monologue podcasts because it's almost like it's like a time to kind of let loose a little bit, I guess. And just like you kind of just or you're able just to, what's the word I'm looking for?
Self-reflection.
Well, so self-reflection somewhat, but like, you know, like when you just write therapeutic, that's what I'm looking for. It's very therapeutic for me to be able to just get on and just like pick a topic or not pick a topic and just fucking run with it. And hopefully maybe one little thing might help someone else out there. I know it helps me in the process. You know, you like when you do that, are you going to have some topics or are you just going to kind of run with it, do your thing or what?
I have some topics. Like I write the name of the topic. Like, you know, we're going to do one. Hopefully I get to do it with Eric. If not, I'm going to do it by myself, but it's going to be overcoaching and undercoaching, right? Like, so nice. That's a good one. But I mean, I could go off on a tangent for fucking like 2 hours about that shit. But I mean, nobody wants to hear my stupid voice for fucking 2 hours. You know what I mean?
I do, Trent. I want to hear it.
I appreciate you. Yes. But I mean, think about the interaction me and Eric would have. I mean, there would be dick and ball jokes. You know what I mean? It just, you know, it's just how it goes. Yeah. And it's like, I love that aspect. But at the same time, there's some shit like I have some topics that I'm going to do by myself that they're going to be a more serious one. Right. So I'm like, look, this is what it is. And this is the way it should be. Yeah. Like when it comes to, you know, how you're cared for from a coach, like, you know what I mean? Because like, man, I've been to fucking plenty of gyms, dude. And I've worked out and dropped in a ton of them. And sometimes you get coached, bro, and sometimes you don't. You know what I mean?
Okay, so let me ask you this then. For somebody who's brand new Or maybe even for somebody like me who's still like fairly new, I've been doing a little over a year. Like, what are some things that you want to look for in a coach? And then where's like a good place to start if someone was interested in getting into CrossFit themselves?
So the first and most important thing, and I know that you know this, and I know Jess knows this, you knew out of the gate, I give a whole ton of fucks about you, whether I knew you or not, right? But because your coach should fucking care. If they don't care,
good, bro.
That's not fucking legit. You know what I mean? What I suggest to anybody that's brand new to CrossFit or any type of group fitness is try multiple ones. Don't just go to your first one and hope for the best. Okay. That's what I did.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the best idea, right? I got hurt fucking 3 months into it because the coaching sucked. But it's like, make sure they care. Make sure you fit with the community, because not all gym communities you're going to fit with. You know what I mean? If you love the coach, cool. But if the rest of the people are fucking assholes, you're not going to want to be in class, you know? So it's like, don't sell yourself short and don't settle. Like, just like with anything in life, don't fucking settle. Make sure that you are completely happy doing what you want to do.
That's good.
You know what I mean? Just don't settle for shit, dude. If you go to a gym and it's like, just find a new fucking gym.
Yeah.
If you fucking are eating food and you're trying to follow a diet and you're just like, this is just whatever. Fuck that.
I hate diets.
Find something that makes you happy.
Yeah. Donuts. Yeah. Donuts make me happy.
I like donuts. I eat donuts too. I had a fucking amazing jalapeno cheese bagel.
Oh, that sounds good.
Right? And they're like, Trent, do you eat good? I'm like, yeah, I eat good, but I'm fucking happy about it.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. and I balance it out by getting some damn good workouts in too.
There it is. You know, it's just like, dude, especially this year, dude. And I don't know if it was Corona or what, dude, man, but I'm starting to notice, like, I'm not going to do anything that makes me unhappy. Like, I'm not going to, if somebody's like, hey, do you want to go do this? If my first initial instinct is like, that's not something I want to do, I'm not going to fucking do it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, if somebody's like, hey, Trent, do you want to come to a ballet? I'm like, fuck no, take somebody else. You know what I mean?
Ballet
because I don't want to go to
sucks.
a fucking ballet.
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm going to be happy. Like, I spent so many years doing everything for everybody else and not being happy.
Yeah.
I refuse to do that shit now, dude. You know?
That's
and
good,
I'm not ever gonna make how I feel. I'm not gonna not speak about it, right? So if I have a feeling about it, everybody's gonna fucking know.
Yeah.
You know, and if you don't like it, fuck. You don't like it. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's a good point. The ability of free speech and to be able to speak out in you know what you're feeling. And of course there's kind of a context, I feel like, in when you should do that. You know, you should always have the ability to. And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because to kind of run back to what you were saying about the podcast before. It's hard to do that when you're only expected to talk about recovery stuff all the time, the principles of recovery and stuff. And that's why I think it is a good idea that maybe we mess around and do a side podcast, and then I can kind of get away with talking about whatever the hell I want, which is me. And I can do it to some extent on here, but like I said, balancing the respect for people's recovery, for people's, you know, own journey and kind of keeping it focused around that, has been kind of tough, I've realized, as it's went on. And I think that may be where I'm getting some of the like, oh, it's kind of taking the fun out of it, which it's not. I just need to shift a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
So I mean, going back to just exactly what you just said, you know, you're trying to balance, you know, everybody's, talking about recovery and everything, but you have to have balance too, right?
Yes.
So if you have something that you're doing fun and you're just talking a bunch of shit about stuff that you want to talk about, dude, that's going to add more fuel to make this podcast what you want it to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like,
because you're able to get that out in another space versus talking about boner sweats and other things on here. That,
exactly.
Or
gray sweats, only gray sweats.
Only gray. Yeah. The gray ones that are like too small and too tight. And,
yes. Totally. I love it.
Yeah.
But it's just happiness, man. Like, not everybody's going to be happy every day. That's just how it is. And everybody should know that. And if they can't accept that, that's them fucking falling on their face.
Yep.
But like, do what you can to make you happy. You know, like that it's going to make you a better human for everyone around you. You know what I mean? Friends, colleagues, family. I mean, you know, it's like, I've talked to more people in the last 2 weeks since I've been gone from Vacaville than I ever have in the entire time that I've lived there. Dude, I mean, honestly, like, I'm texting people every day, and they're texting me, which before I wouldn't hear from anybody unless I text them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
which is crazy. But now it's like, oh, hey, how's Seattle? How's this? And it's like, we're having like normal interactions that we should have had there.
Yeah.
But we were so comfortable that we weren't really having.
It's always the worst, man. It's like the only other example I have at that is like, we've had teams like with the kids sports, and like you meet new people at maybe the parent meeting or whatever. And then you never really talk to them through the whole year. And then towards the end of the year, when the sports team is over, you find out they're actually pretty damn cool. And like, you're kind of friends now, and then boom, it's
right.
Then you're done though. You don't ever see them again. So that's a good point, man. When we have opportunity to kind of meet people, we should stay conscious of that and try to make our best effort to kind of do that. And like for me, I wasn't able to do that until I got sober, because like I used the social anxiety of just life. I needed to be like high or drunk or whatever and able to do that. You know what I mean? And so if there's someone struggling, we'll say, well, I can't do that just because I'm struggling or whatever. Like that's a good spot to know that there is growth involved in that. Like you can get sober, you could stay sober and still have a damn good time and still be able to be social and be outgoing and all that kind of stuff. It's just the journey of finding out kind of who you are. And that's the coolest thing. We're still on this like circle of like, I'm sure you learn a little bit about yourself every day.
Every day,
I do.
Dude.
Yeah.
And it's like, and
sometimes it's weird.
And more and more, especially lately, it's like, dude, I wake up and it's like, dude, I have like I said, there's so much creativity now. Like, so it's like my mind is just, my mind's always going, but now it's like, what can I do now to make like this better or this aspect of my life better, and it feels really fucking good. And I feel like there's a fucking 10-ton weight that I took off my shoulders and I threw to the side. And now I just get to fucking be myself. Like I'm not censoring for anybody anymore. Right. So it's like one awesome thing about here is like, I get supported for being myself, which is fucking dope. Like, like-minded people, man, it's fucking game changer.
Yeah. Feel pretty free. I hear your phone going off too.
It's fucking rad.
I got a lunch date with the Jess here in a couple minutes. I don't know where the hell we're going, but yeah. But let's start to wrap this thing up, man. I'm really happy to talk to you, dude. I'm hella stoked that you came on, and it's really good.
I'm so happy to see your face.
Good. Yeah, dude, for real, man. I didn't know I missed you that much, Trent. We're gonna. I
can't wait till we start this fucking thing, dude. And I think we should start getting some fucking groundwork going.
Well, I think the good thing about that too is that there's no pressure behind it. Like it's just to like, let's like have fun and let's just enjoy what we're going to do. And you can bring a topic one night and I'll bring a topic, and then maybe we'll take some calls or like, who knows, we'll have fun with it. I mean, that'd be cool. And
dude, that'd be fucking great. I hope people call in.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's do this.
We'll get some people to call in for sure.
That'd be fucking awesome, dude. Well, I appreciate you having me on, man. And I miss you like crazy. I miss the Jess. I miss, Lucy, I miss Cash. You know, it's ridiculous.
I'll send love, and they'll probably listen to this. And I don't know about Cash and Lucy since we talked like sailors on here, but I'll let them hear the end of it maybe. Where can folks, if folks want to reach out to you, they want more info about Armada Strength, they just want to holler at you and say what's up, maybe pick your brain about CrossFit, or even if it's on some drinking stuff from back in the day, man. You talked a little bit about that. Where can folks do that?
Dude, I'll talk to anybody about anything. Honestly, they can email me at trent@armadastrength.com. They can hit me up on my Instagram, CF_coach_Trent. They can hit us up. Our Armada Strength is Armada_strength on Instagram. But I mean, check out the podcast if you like that too. Like, if you want to talk about how, if somebody's having, problems, with drugs or alcohol or whatever, I would love to talk to them about how I got myself out of it. You know what I mean? And like, I feel like I manage it very well in moderation, right? Like I'm not drinking every day because I don't need to drink every day. Yeah. You know what I mean? But if I want a fucking nice glass of scotch, I'm going to have it, and it's like, if somebody needs help with that, I'm all about it. You know what I mean? I just want to help as many people in the world as I possibly can.
So I love that, dude, and thank you for saying that. And thank you for being open to that too. And I just want to preface that because I know there's always assholes out there who like to write in and say, well, you're doing a sobriety podcast and he just said he wants to have a glass of scotch. Look, everyone's situation is different. And everyone's experience is different, and everybody's going through different things, and things that work for some people don't always work for others. And I've always taken pride in that, being a podcast, being open to hearing other people's experiences and their thoughts and their opinions and all that stuff. And so I just want to thank you for that, bro, for being open, honest, dude. Such a good time, dude. I miss you, and hopefully we'll be doing some podcasting here soon.
I'd fucking love it, dude. I miss you too, man. And I hope we talk hella soon. Yeah. And fucking have an awesome day. Have a good time at lunch, and tell Jess I said hi, please.
I will, man. Thanks, bro.
All right, brother.
Thanks for tuning in today. You can check us out at thatsoberguy.com. Connect with us on Instagram at RealThatSoberGuy, on Twitter at Shane Raymer. Love you guys. Stay sober. Peace, love, and respect. Keep your blood clean.